Welcome everyone to the show. It's Randy Dyck here with the Return on Life podcast, where it isn't always about the ROI, but that does help. And today I want to share a little bit about coaching. But I just returned from an amazing conference in Cabo, and what an amazing spot to go and play in the sand and the surf, and then of course be fed incredible content and information about how to scale and how to build and just how to be a better individual. And the speakers were so fantastic, from health and wellness to, of course, production, entrepreneurship, all of that. And I was reminded again, and this is why I'm going to speak on this today. Coaches need coaches, and we all need a coach in our life. Without coaches, gosh, we're just not going to grow. So we need to be the student, and the student, of course, learns, and then of course, that student can go on and do great things and help other people. And I can't say that I always was open to coaching, because there was times in my career that I did not, or in my business, I did not get coaching when I should have gotten coaching. And so if there's one thing I could share with you, is that we all need coaches. Coaches need coaches, and coaches need coaches. We all need coaches of some sort. And so I just want to talk a little bit about that today. And one of the first things that we need to understand as individuals is that we all have blind spots. Every one of us has a blind spot. My wife sees things that I just don't see. Like, it's just like not even in the picture. It's not even on my radar. I don't even hear it, see it, or even taste it. And yet she can. So we all have blind spots, which, I mean, God gifted us in certain ways that we are hypersensitive to some things and then not so sensitive to other things. So there's always blind spots within us. And so, you got to ask yourself the question, has the blind spot been giving you problems, or helping you, or putting you in a stuck position? Because that's what a blind spot does. When you don't see it, you don't move through that blind spot area. And so it's no coincidence that this is actually even science. Researchers of cognitive psychology shows that we all have blind spot areas where our perspective is limited by our own experiences and mental models. These blind spots aren't weaknesses, they're simply unavoidable results of being human. So we all have them. Science tells us that. And so this is the first reason why we need a coach. Because a coach is going to see our blind spots. Our coach is going to see where we need to spend more attention, or actually, push us in a direction that we actually see something that we're not seeing at first glance. So that's really, really important. That's number one. And then, of course, there's the whole piece of science that scales the systems. You know, if you're moving through and progressing, you're always going to start scaling and scaling and scaling. But at some point, you're just not going to see the next level that you need to scale. And whether it's nature or technology or just business, these are the fascinating patterns that take place. Successful scaling systems have characteristics. They have characteristics. And of course, these characteristics are rapid feedback loops, external intelligence, pattern recognition, and accelerated learning cycles. What do they mean? Well, rapid feedback loops is providing real-time course correction. Real-time course correction. That's the science. There's real-time course correction. And when somebody is either in the driver's seat or even in the passenger seat giving you directions, who like getting directions from the significant other, right? Turn left, you're going too fast. Well, in most cases, it's really good feedback. It's feedback that's needed, yet we're just blindly, or you know our the way of doing whatever we've done, we just keep going that way. So we really need that feedback loop, the rapid feedback loop. External intelligence, it offers us perspective beyond the system itself. So somebody externally giving us intelligence. It's like Einstein sitting next to us again, giving us some intelligence that we just don't have. God didn't give us that intelligence, or whatever it may be. And so intelligence is being given to us externally. And then pattern recognition. Man, this is where we get stuck in a pattern. And who said this before? I'm in a rut. I am in a rut right now. And this is where, again, a coach can help us find our way out of the rut, give us a way out, give us maybe a better rut to be in. And so, pattern recognition can be one of those things where we just keep going and going and going, and we get stuck in that pattern. And then, of course, there are accelerated learning cycles. And that really is what's so powerful, at least it's been for me, is the compression of insight, the compression of somebody that's done it. In some cases, maybe they've done it for 10, 20, 30 years, who knows? And they have it all wrapped up in one tidy little compressed moment that they can share with me. And they can say, hey, listen, I went through this and such a stage, and I'm going to help you through. So that compressed, accelerated learning cycle, which is so, so powerful. And so this is just a great way. Here's a great example. The human body doesn't grow and develop in isolation. It requires external feedback systems, everything from the parental guides to social cues to reach its potential. Think about that. We need somebody to help us walk the walk, so to speak. And so it's really important to do that. Third, and this is really powerful, the Dunning Kruger effect and the paradox of expertise. I've fallen into that. I could call it the Randy disease. The Randy disease is really that you get so comfortable, that you're so good at what you do, that sometimes you just get stuck, and that's the only way you do it. Imagine, think about going on appointment after appointment after appointment, or the way that you've processed something over and over and over again, and you never change it, even though your environment, the world, systems are changing, but you don't change because you've gotten so good at this and so comfortable at this that you can't find your way out of it. In essence, you become so skilled, so developed, that you take mental shortcuts and assumptions that you can actually limit your ability to see a new way of doing it, a new opportunity. And so, medicine analysis of over 100 studies showed that experts are particularly vulnerable to this functional fixedness. Think about that fixedness, the inability to use objects or ideas in ways others that they would typically use. So, sometimes we just get stuck in that Randy paradox, or what is called the Dunning-Kruger effect, or the paradox of being an expert. Don't want to do that. Don't want to do that. And then, of course, we need to know and understand there's 4 different stages of coaching value. And I've been through this. I'm sure you've been through this. But these are the stages that we go through in life to understand, the value of coaching. The value of coaching. And most people move through these 4 distinct stages in their relationship with their coach or in coaching. Number 1, it's the resistance piece. I don't need a coach. I've gotten this far on my own, which, by the way, I've done it. I've done it. I said to myself, gosh, I am so good at this. I don't need a coach. I measured myself to others around me, which is a mistake because it's the environment you're in. Are you really in a big pond or are you a small pond? I was in a small pond, yet I was the biggest fish in that small pond. And I just thought, oh gosh, I don't need help, until I found myself in a really big pond. And then I realized I was a small fish. So that resistance, I don't need a coach because, can be very, very real. So that's stage number 1. And boy, if you've been there, write it in the comments. I've been in stage number 1. I've been that resistant individual that didn't think coaching was that valuable for me, and I was good enough. Write in the comments below if that's you. Number 2 would be curiosity stage, which is a great stage to be in. Oh, curiosity. By the way, curiosity is one of the greatest gifts we have. Use it, use it, use it. God gave you curiosity so you would learn and understand new things, because without curiosity, you can't. But that curiosity piece is, I wonder if there's something I'm missing. I wonder if there's something I'm missing. You ever thought about that? Is there something that you're missing? And then there's the experimentation stage. Let me try working with a coach and see what happens. I've been there as well. What if? what if I got a coach? What would my production or what would my skill level become? Or what could I accomplish with having somebody that's gone before me? I mean, what a great gift. Somebody that's gone before you is willing to give you everything. Or even if they haven't gone before you, they're going to push you to be better. That is the experimentation stage, which, gosh, I've been part of that as well. So good. And then the last stage of the four stages of getting coaching value is the integration. Coaching is a critical part of my ongoing development and systems. And boy, if you've ever been coached and then you went away from a coach and then you got another coach, how you grow each time you have a coach in your corner. Every time I've had a coach in my corner, I've grown, I've improved, I've excelled beyond where I was before. So that integration point is so important. And these four steps are so predictable, right? Resistance, curiosity, experimentation, and then integration. These are four steps that are just so predictable. Well, let's get down to some real numbers. The real numbers. Why do you need a coach, and why are the numbers going to maybe change your mind? Maybe you've never had a coach. Maybe you had only one coach and that coach didn't turn out to be so good. In fact, I can say that for myself. I once hired a coach and it just didn't work out. We just didn't connect. He didn't see my area of where I wanted to go, and maybe that was on me. Maybe I didn't tell him where I wanted to go because some of that is sometimes the client or the student isn't telling the coach really what they want or expect. So there's expectations on both sides. But the real world impact numbers are this. Um, a study of Fortune 500 executives found that those who received coaching showed an ROI of, get this, an ROI of 529% return on investment. That's crazy. Crazy. 529%. Gosh, run out, get a coach right now. I mean, that's what you should be doing. Run out there and get a coach right now. And if you think you need a coach right now, write in the comments, I need a coach. I want the 529% ROI. Maybe you should look up me. Scientific Scaling Systems. Randy Dyck's got a great coaching program for entrepreneurs as well, which is the science and the systems and how to scale. Maybe that'd be something that you want to check out. So that's 529% from Fortune 500 countries. Then there's the Google Project Oxygen discovered that the highest performing managers were those who coached rather than directed teams. Interesting. Coach Google's Project Oxygen discovered that their highest performing managers were those who coached rather than directed a team. What does that mean? Well, when you are coaching, you need to bring the goods. You need to go and actually be a student so you can bring the goods. When you're just directing a team, often you just go, well, just give direction. So coaching actually really is beneficial for building teams as well. So if you're a team lead, you may want to actually think about, what does this look like if I became a coach? Which is what I've done. I led teams for 25, 30 years. Now I'm coaching as well, which has been so beneficial, not only to me, but of course, my coaching clients. And then there's the Olympic athletes, or athletes at all levels of their sport. They all have a coach. Think about that. Athletes at the highest level, whether it's the pros, the NHL, the NBA, Major League Baseball, they all have coaches. Yet, why don't you? Ask yourself, why don't you have a coach? Do you not want to be the best that you can be? Do you not want to be the best version of yourself? You need a coach in order for that to be achievable, regardless of your talent. And then one more study, a controlled study of business professionals showed that coaching increased productivity by an average of 86% compared to training alone. So just think about that. You can go on your own, you can do it yourself, go for it, do your very best, but you know that by being coached, you're going to increase that by 86%. I'm saying that's on the light side. In most cases, people are going to be, increasing by more than 100%, in my opinion. So that is the numbers, and the numbers don't lie. Numbers don't lie. Still not convinced? Still not convinced? Well, here's the counterintuitive truth to coaching. The counterintuitive truth is this: the more successful you become, the more coaching you need. Not less, more. And why is that? Because systems scale. See, as you're coaching, you're getting better and better in your business. And with each year or each month, you're actually growing. And so you almost need to take that next level. You need to find that next coach that's going to take you that next level, that next step. And it's so important. So whether you're an organization, you're an entrepreneur, a professional running a business, you need to level up with a coach. You need to level up with a coach. A system that scales 10x doesn't get 10 times bigger. It fundamentally transforms and requires new operations, new principles, new skills, new ideas. So think of coaching as the operational system to the upgrade that's going to allow you to handle more complex challenge, more opportunities is what I hear when I hear challenges, more opportunities, bigger opportunities. And challenges, of course, push us. So that's why we need that coaching in our backyard. We need coaching in our back pocket. We need coaching in our office. Coach, coach, coach. Coaches need coaches. Come on. So there's three dimensions of coaching impact. The effective coaching operates simultaneously in three dimensions. There's three dimensions on how coaching impacts your business, yourself. And number one is tactical. Number one's tactical, providing immediate performance improvement and skill development. It's immediate. Today, if I was coaching you today, I would see something that you need to improve right now. Right now. That's tactical, providing immediate performance improvements and skill development. Number two, it's strategic. There's strategic things that you need to learn and understand that only somebody seeing it from the outside can see it. See, sometimes we're in the forest and all we see is the next great big tree in front of us. But the coach is looking at from 30,000 feet. He sees the way out. He sees the way to the outer edge where there's bigger, better opportunities. And so helping you see the bigger picture and long-term opportunities. That's strategic. And third is the transformational piece, fundamentally shifting how you perceive yourself and what is possible. How you see yourself. Oh my goodness. This is so important. I sit with coaching clients all the time and they see themselves as small, this, that. And I go, oh my goodness, you're born to be great. You're born to be big. You're born to do this. And they don't see it. So that's where a coach comes in and gives you that transformational push, kind of sends you, gives you the encouragement, gives you the energy to go and do it. So most people only consider the first dimension, which dramatically undervalues coaching potential, just that tactical piece, but it's really about strategic and transformational. So that is really what I want to share with you. Coaches need coaches. Coaches need coaches. And I want to leave you with this question. What if your current performance, as impressive as it might be, represents only a fraction of your true potential? Think about that. What if right now you think I'm good? And when you say I'm good, that means that you're just settling. I'm good. I'm good means you're settling. But what if a coach could take you to the next level? What if? So that's what I would ask yourself. Do you want to go to the next level? The next level. Come on, go for it. Be that person. Be the one in your business. Be the one in your family that's going to take it to the next level. Because when you do, you're creating legacy. You're creating abundance. You're creating something which I call the wayfinder. You become the wayfinder. You see a way because of what you've been taught through the coaching that you can take it to another place. So you become the wayfinder. What if that gap between you and where you are and where you could be isn't about working harder or even smarter? What about having systems in play that allow you to see what you currently cannot see? That is the question. What if? What if? And so I'll finish this way. This is the true power of coaching. The true power of coaching is taking you to another level, seeing something you can't see, and you becoming not only a wayfinder for yourself, but a wayfinder for others around you. And those others, well, they could be your fellow associates. Those others could be your employees. Those others could be your family. You see how deep this gets? Are you prepared for some coaching? Are you prepared to be the best version of yourself? Then you need to be coached. Coaches have coaches. I want to share this last story with you. I've had many, many coaches, and I'm not going to say they all were exceptional, but some were just phenomenal that took me to the next level. And I don't mean mentors. Mentors are great too, but you need a coach that is paid to push you and make you show up because you're paying for it. A mentor doesn't need to show up. A mentor shows up when they want to, but a coach shows up because they have to. And a coach is coaching you because you now need to hear it from somebody. A mentor doesn't always tell you the truth. A coach will more than likely tell you the truth because you're paying the coach to coach you. And so I want you to be that wayfinder. I want you to be the best version of yourself. And I don't care who that coach is. There's many, many coaches out there, and they need to resonate with you, or you need to resonate with them. It needs to be an alignment. Now, of course, I have a coaching program, and I would hope that you would want to jump on a discovery call with me. If you do, great. Write in the comments or send me a DM saying, hey, listen, I'd like to jump on a discovery call with you. But even if you're just curious about what a coach would look like, and I may not be your coach, I'm okay with that because here's the deal. I want you to have a better life. I want you to have more freedom. I want you to have more money. And I want you to see yourself differently than you see yourself today. Here's that last story. All those coaches right now currently have a coach. It's cost me about $15,000, which is a lot of money, but it's not a lot of money. My coach, that coach, he is currently being coached by somebody that he is paying $500,000 a year. See the value? I am tapping into somebody that is willing to spend $500,000 a year to be coached by. I'm being coached by somebody. You could be coached by me or whoever it is. But listen up. This is like paying it forward. This is a chain of opportunity. This is a chain that's spilling quality, goodness, information, systems, ways to be better all the way down the chain. Get a coach today. It will change your life. Thanks for tuning in to Return on Life podcast. This is Randy Dyck here. If you like what you're hearing, hit the subscribe button today. Come on, hit that subscribe button today. We talk about all things return on life, return on investment, how we get more out of this thing that we've been gifted and given, which is life. So appreciate you being here. We'll talk soon. Check back for the next episode shortly. And again, hit that subscribe button. We're on all the channels. Love to see you here. Thank you.